You're not for humble up yourself, you know you're all that. The way you put it down make me want to call back. And how you pull me on my shelf so I can drop back. I guess it's so bad I never been here before you making me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining Insel's Kitchen once more. And today we're going to be making Jamaican fried dumplings. I've gotten a lot of requests based on my Instagram post, and I just wanted to share my recipe and my version of making this. It's a staple in a Jamaican household. So here we have 1/3 cup of cornmeal, 2 cups of flour, about a cup of milk, 2 ounces of butter, a 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and a teaspoon of baking powder. Now I'm going to just combine all our ingredients. There is our flour, the cornmeal. You can get finely ground cornmeal in your local supermarket. That is our brown sugar. Also, I'm adding the baking powder, and also I have about a half a teaspoon of salt. And once I have everything put in the bowl there, I'm going to use a wooden spoon to combine everything. Just want to go ahead and combine all the dry ingredients first so that you have that well mixed in. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my melted butter. Now I melted the butter in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And now I'm just adding the butter to the dry ingredients, and you're going to want to combine that again before you add your the milk to go ahead and make the dough. So I just use the wooden spoon again to just make sure that the butter is evenly going through the flour mixture there. And you just want to take a little time to make sure that, and press the butter out throughout the dry mixture. So now that we've done that, I'm going to make a space in the middle of our flour mixture there, because I want to pour the milk in, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold the flour mixture into the milk. Many people just do this with their hands. I usually do this with a spoon, but this is just my way of doing it, and the dough always comes out just the way I like it. So I start off with a little bit at a time, and once I have that folded in, the first set folded into the milk, then I go ahead and just make another space in the middle, add a little bit more milk, and go ahead and fold that mixture in again. Maybe it will take about 2 or 3 times until you see the dough starting to form and that dry and wet ingredients start to clump together. And I'll do it another time just to make sure that I have everything come together. Now you may not use all of your milk, so don't even worry about that. When you see it start to come together, that's when I put the spoon away and I start to use my hands to fold it in. And I'm using the same folding method to fold this in. You just want to go from around the edge of the flour and fold everything into the middle. I may need to add some more milk there, but I'm basically just going to do that until I have a solid dough and everything comes together. Now, here is my dough. My dough is already formed. I'm just using the dough to pick up any excess dough mixture that's falling out while I'm trying to roll it. And so basically I have my dough formed, and what I like to do, sometimes I let it rest. I just damp a paper towel with a little bit of water and let it rest for maybe about 5 minutes. Sometimes I don't do it, depends on how fast I'm trying to make my breakfast or make my lunch, whatever I'm doing at the time. And I'll just cover it for a little while here with a damp paper towel just to let it rise for about 5 minutes. While you're making your dough rise, I have my Dutch oven, or what we call in Jamaica Dutch pot, already heating up on the fire. Now I'm just going to pour my oil in here. I pour just about enough that when I put the dumplings in the oil, it covers it. But I don't use like a whole bottle. I just wanted to cover it just a little bit. So while my oil is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and form the dumplings. Now I take the entire dough mixture and shape it out like a log, just so that it's easy to break off the pieces when I'm ready to form my dumplings. So I go ahead and roll it, and you're going to use your palm, your thumb, your two palms and your thumb to go ahead and shape the dough. If you can see there, I'm using my thumb to smooth out the edge while I roll the dough. If you've not done this before, this is the simplest way for me to explain it. So let me go a little slower. Use both palms and roll the dough into a ball, and then you use the edge of your thumb to form out the edge so that it's sealed and come together. And you want to do this for the entire dough mixture. And there I'm going a little faster because I'm used to doing this all the time, but that's basically the gist of it. You just want to roll as many dumplings as you want. You can make them as big or as small as you want. It depends on how many people you're cooking for, or how big, like I said, how big or how small you want them to be once you get them in the oil. Now they're going to swell up a little bit, so if you don't have a lot of space in your pot, I'd say don't make them too small. Just this size that I have is pretty much just right. I'll get maybe about 8 to 10 dumplings out of 2 cups of flour and the mixture that I've made there. So I'm just going to continue to do this step until I have all that I need. Now what I'm doing there, I picked up just a little piece of the dough. What I do is I put it in the oil to let it show me when my oil is ready. When that little piece of dough rises to the top of the oil, that's when I know that the oil is hot enough and ready for my dumplings to go in. So I'm just going to continue to mold my dumplings, make sure that they're sealed. They're not going to be perfect. You're going to crack once they start cooking, but you just want to make sure that they're holding together, and that's what I'm doing there. So let me continue this step, and I think I got maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10 dumplings out of this. Yeah. Alright, so I'm rolling my final dumpling, and I'm just going to get ready to add these to my oil. You want to press them down just a little bit so that they're flat when they go in the oil. You don't want it to be all over the place. You just want it to be nice and neat and neatly molded. Okay, so as you can see in the corner all the way over there, the little piece of dough that I put in is floating to the top, so that means my oil is ready. Please be very careful when you're putting your dumplings in. The oil is very, very hot. I do this all the time, so I'm used to just putting them really quickly with my hands. Please be very careful. Always start away from you when you put your dumplings in, not close to you, because you don't want the oil to splash close to you. You want when you get closer to your body that you're almost done putting all of them in. So always start away from you when you're putting in anything in hot oil. So here I've had all my dumplings in the oil, and like I said, I just put just enough oil in there so that they float. I'm just using my fork to move them around to make sure that they're not sticking together, to make sure that they're not sticking to the bottom of the pan. And that flip that I did there, I just wanted to show you guys that it's already starting to brown a little, and the color is already starting to come in. And at this point, what I do, since the oil is already very, very hot, I'll lower the fire to make sure that it doesn't continue to get more hot. And then if it's too hot, the dumplings won't cook inside, and it will get brown on the outside too fast, and then you'll run the risk of burning your dumplings. So what I do is I lower my fire and I cover the pot so that it can cook on the inside as well. Now it's been cooking here for about 5 minutes, and I just went in there to check to see if it's to the color of my liking, and they look perfect to me. So now I'm just going to flip them over. You want to be very careful again with the oil. Make sure you stay as far away from the pot as possible. Use your long fork to do this flip over when you're checking, and just be very careful. It's like I said, my dumplings are the color that I like.
Oh boy, you call me like a solvent. The way my eyes roll back with your aroma. Try not to hold.
To cover the pot again to make sure that they continue to cook inside, and that's a trick that I learned from my mom. When you're frying dumplings especially, or we have another thing that we fry in Jamaica called festival, she covers the pot. She taught me to cover the pot so that the steam, when the pot is covered, cooks the dumpling on the inside as well as on the outside. Now we're just going to check these again to make sure that the color on the other side is to my liking, and to me they just need just about a few more minutes. But now I'm not going to cover the pot any further. I'm just going to let it cook and brown up the way I like. And here we go. I'm turning the fire off because they are perfect, and I'm just going to remove them from the pot. I've lined a bowl with paper towel so that the excess oil can drain once I take them out of the pot with the oil. And I see a little bit here that those ones are not really as dark as I want them, so I'm just going to leave those to cook just a little bit longer. And I'm just checking them to make sure that they're cooked, but I just want the color to be the way I want them on the outside as well as cooked on the inside. So I'm just removing them from the pot, and they smell really, really good. You know your dough is cooking, your flour mixture is cooking. Anytime you're using flour and butter and sugar together, you'll smell it when that sugar starts to caramelize and that flour starts to cook or bake. You smell it once it's finished. Now there we have it, our perfectly done dumpling. And I just want to thank you again guys for checking out my channel and my videos. If you try this, just tag me on Instagram and let me know. I'd love to see your finished product.